Perfect. All right, so this new text is called My Job Rules. Okay, and it has the same vocabulary that we want to look at. So I'm going to ask you, what is a justice? Because that was something that we reviewed before the last one. What is a justice?
A justice is where you could be a judge.
Yeah, good. Because we talked about this particular justice last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, what do you know or remember about the Supreme Court?
Yeah, you could be a judge appointing someone to do something.
Oftentimes it's the judge that's appointed by someone else, but you're right. They picked or chosen, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what a senator is? Because we didn't talk a lot about that.
No.
No? Okay. What do you know, or what are you learning about the Constitution?
Where it could guard into tyranny.
Oh, guard against tyranny, good.
And then it talks about the Bill of Rights and the 3 branches of government.
You're right. Good. That's a really good source of information for you for this. And you said, wait, 3 branches of government? Right. Okay, good. All right.
3 branches.
Yeah. Can you say them? They're tough.
Legislative.
Executive.
Executive and just
Judicial. You'll get it. All right, so let's read this time, My Job Rules. And when we're done, we'll just talk a little bit about some of the similarities with them, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll move this so you can see it. That's important. And Elena Kagan is United States Supreme Court Judge. Okay, go ahead.
Kagan grew up in New York City. She dreams of being a judge. Her dreams started to come true in May 2010. That was when U.S. President Barack Obama picked her to be a
It's one of our words. Justice. Good.
Before she could join the Supreme Court of the United States, she had to meet a U.S.
Senators.
They asked her questions, then they voted on whether she should become a justice.
Okay, so let's pause there. Before she could join the Supreme Court of the United States, she had to meet with U.S. senators. Remember, that's the question I asked you, what a senator was. They asked her questions, then they voted on whether or not she should become a justice. So what is the senator's role in the Supreme Court? What do they get to decide?
If she should be a judge.
Good. That's this part of the branch of government, right? They get to decide things like that. This guy appointed her, right? And they get to decide whether or not she's good enough. It all works together. So right here,
a
majority
of most of the senators agree she should.
What is this?
Or most.
So what is or most? What is it describing?
The majority.
Good. Go ahead.
In her role, Kagan works with 8 other U.S. Supreme Court justices. They interpret.
Yes.
Or explain the U.S. Constitution. That
document
says how the nation should be run. The justice must decide whether laws follow the Constitution rules.
Good. So let's review. Branching out. Go ahead.
The U.S. government.
Thank you for slowing down.
The U.S. government isn't a tree, but it does have branches. Each branch does a different job.
Okay, I'll help with the names. Legislative branch,
The USA Station,
Senate,
Senate, and U.S. House of
representatives,
Representatives make us this branch. Their job is to create laws.
the job is to what?
To create jobs.
Good. Executive branch,
The president and vice president are in the branch. The president carries out laws and leads the U.S. military.
and the judicial branch,
The U.S. Supreme Court runs this branch. Its duty is to make sure laws follow the U.S. Constitution.
excellent. This one's a little harder than this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think you're doing pretty well as far as the branches go, and you're getting all of that support also in your social studies class. And this says My Job Rules. The subtitle is Elena Kagan as a United States Supreme Court judge. So what do you remember about her? And you could do look backs.
Where she was born in New York City, and she wanted to be a judge, and Barack Obama picked her to be a justice.
Good. Can you think of some things that were in here but not in here? Some things that's different about them?
They wanted to be justice in different years.
Right. So we have these two women who want to be justices but not at the same time, right?
Yeah.
What's the same other than them wanting to be justices?
To make sure laws are perfect.
Right. That's a very big responsibility, right? Yeah. And I think you have really good instincts. You know, you're remembering some of what you're reading, and then you're thinking about it, and you're making some really logical conclusions. What I'm going to ask you to do, though, is to write that, of course it's trapped, write that down for me. If you can, in this Venn diagram, maybe give me one sentence about, we have Meet the Judge, right? And we have My Job Rules. If you can give me one sentence on the way they're the same, and then something unique to either one. And you can certainly use the text as help for you. Time goes by quickly, doesn't it? That's some pretty great Tier 2 vocabulary you're using. Now, thank you for your punctuation. Now, what I want you to practice between the next now and the next time I see you, which will be again this week to make up,
Okay.
is this what we talked about here. When you come across a word that you don't know, I really would like you to look for clues in the sentence and see if it helps you.
Okay.
And we'll practice that some more, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.